Today we're going to discuss about continuous delivery. I'm going to try to define continuous delivery starting from a definition that is widely accepted, that is the one from Jez Humble and Dave Farley. And then I'm going to try to discuss what that means and try to add some more details to make it less generic and more specific. If you're new, this is Out of DevOps. My name is Anto and I talk about software engineering. I always wanted to make a video about continuous delivery, but every single time I was trying to put down thoughts and ideas, I was always ending up with so many things and was super hard for me to put them together in a nice way. So I decided to discuss the continuous delivery starting from the definition, and probably we're gonna have follow-ups video where we go into details and specifics of different aspects of continuous delivery. So let's start immediately with what I believe is one of the most widely accepted definition of continuous delivery. That is the one from the book Continuous Delivery, authored by Jez Humble and Dave Farley. And I'm going to read the definition. So the definition is: continuous delivery is the ability to get changes of all types, including new features, configuration changes, bug fixes, and experiments, into production or into the hands of users safely and quickly in a sustainable way. If we unpack this, we can see that they're listing the changes of all types, so they're including features, configuration changes, bug fixes, and experiment. So any changes to these things needs to have a well-defined path to production, so where people do the change and then can follow the pipeline until that gets in a releasable state. The other thing from this definition that I like is at the end where it says safely and quickly in a sustainable way. So safely and quickly means for me safely that has been thoroughly tested, so you know that the quality of the product you are releasing is high, and quickly also is a way to, so you can have a change, but how fast you can go from code commit to releasable product. So this is one of the metrics that we're going to see probably in another video, which is delete time is one of the DORA metrics, but we're going to discuss these things in another video. So I like this definition, but I also think is not very specific, is way too generic, and many engineers when read this definition are a bit lost, especially if they never worked in an environment where continuous delivery is used. So then let's see how we can augment this definition. I'm going to read from my notes, and for me continuous delivery is the nervous system of a company. It responds to events and evolves continuously. Continuous delivery embeds system architecture, components, dependencies, and business processes such as compliance, security, testing, validation, etc. So why I'm adding this definition? Because for me, continuous delivery, when you have a continuous delivery system, you have a system that understands the product, and engineers can look at the continuous delivery system and understand what are the processes of your company with regards to the SDLC. Most of the time, I see people creating deployment pipelines and calling them continuous delivery. Those are specific for a single component of your product, and when you have a single component that is completely disconnected from all the other pipelines, what you're gonna end up with is lots of manual checks from engineers, because every single time you release a new version that can break a dependency, and you need to be aware of all these dependencies, so when you release you need to make sure there is compatibility. I believe all these checks should be embedded in your continuous delivery pipeline, and engineers should not focus on what are the dependencies and have this knowledge hard-coded in their brain, but this knowledge should be dumped into the continuous delivery system, so that every single time you hire a new person, they don't need to go to the specific guy to ask a question, but they can just look at the code, they can just look at the pipeline, and every single time there is a new error that comes up, that should be coded inside the continuous delivery system. In this way, you have a real living system. That's why I like to compare it to the nervous system. The other thing is also based on the industry you're working on, you may have different requirements for compliance or for security, testing and validation. And when you have an external team doing audit or an external team trying to validate your requirements that are outside the software development lifecycle, becomes very slow and a very clunky process to coordinate with other teams, make sure there is a security review. So all these things should be put in the pipeline, and every single time you execute, these are validated, and at that point you don't need to have the human gate giving you the green light to proceed to production, but you can embed all these checks, all this knowledge, all these decisions taken during the years of your company inside a single system. So this is also important from a documentation point of view, because most of the time you end up with the probably Confluence containing all your processes, how to do a release, how to do a promotion, how to do this, how to do that. And those documents gets updated or gets cloned or recreated by someone else, and when a new hire joins, he never knows what to do, which guidelines to follow. That's why having this embedded as a process inside your continuous delivery pipeline will one, speed up the onboarding, and two, the way you produce software is streamlined. There is no offline conversation happening. Everything is in your pipeline. You just need to follow the pipeline. When the pipeline is red, that's when you have to intervene. Otherwise, it should be 100% automated from code commit to releasable artifact. So this is what continuous delivery means for me. So it's much deeper than just an automated deployment. It involves the entire organization and different aspects like security, compliance, like I mentioned before. I don't know if you agree, let me know down in the comments. In the next video, we're going to talk probably about DORA metrics, security, embedding security inside your continuous delivery pipeline, and many other topics that I'm still working on. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.